Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Zani. I am a Zimbabwean YouTuber based in Zimbabwe. So I'm coming to you today bareface. Yes, I woke up like this. I actually want to give you a series of videos. So the first makeup tutorial that I ever posted, people complained. They were like, oh my gosh, it's so long, but I wanted it to be long because I really wanted to teach people. So I figured I will do a series of makeup tutorials by just doing one look, but I'll be concentrating on what I want to focus on. I'm going to initially start with my foundation and contour routine, and the next video will be on my brow routine, how I do my brows, and then the next one will be 101 tips on eyeshadow application. Okay, eyeshadow application 101. Yes, and maybe I'll do ombre lip because some people always ask me how do I do that ombre lip. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to be doing this because it means that I don't hold back on information. I can kind of like make each section or each episode quite short and understandable. Okay, so let's get right into it. First things first, I want to talk about you knowing your skin type. You need to know your skin type before you choose your foundation, okay? And also, you need to know your skin type so that you know the skin preps that you need to do on your face. I generally have dry combination skin, so on the outer parts of my face I have really dry skin, and it gets very dry in winter, and then and then when it's winter, my T-zone doesn't really get oily, but it doesn't get dry as well. When it's summer, my T-zone gets really oily, but not as bad as someone who has oily skin, but you can see bits of oil actually seeping through around my T-zone, which is this area, right? But otherwise everywhere else I'll be pretty normal during summer. Then that means I need to do skin preps that actually hydrate my skin. So first of all, you need to clean your face and really scrub your face and make sure it's clean, and moisturize your face. A lot of people actually think that you shouldn't moisturize before you put your foundation, but you actually need to, because you want to prep your skin. That's the only way your foundation will glide. And you also want to take care of your skin underneath the makeup, you know what I mean? So moisturizing is very important. So what I do for prepping my skin, I use the Mario Badescu badescu I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, I use this to like prep my skin. So for this prepping my skin, this is a really good facial spray. It's got aloe, herbs, and rose water. You can use it as a toner after you like wash your face. You cleanse your face and then you spray it and then you put your moisturizer, or you can do it to prep your face before you put on makeup. So I'm using it to prep my face right now. So now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. hydrating primer. I'm just gonna use one pump. I'm gonna put it mostly on the outer parts of my face. I usually really get dry right underneath my eye, so I'm trying to make sure I just put it right underneath my eye and not around my T-zone. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. poreless primer. One pump, like that, and then I'm gonna put it on my T-zone, just like that, and bring it in underneath my eye. It's very important to prep under your eye. If I had an eye cream, I would have used an eye cream. Really important, so that you don't get those creases when you put your concealer, your under eye concealer. So I'm done with prepping my skin. If you have oily skin, I would advise you to just use the poreless primer, so that, because I think the hydrating primer would actually make the situation worse. And when you're picking your foundation, you want to pick a color that's not too light and that's not too dark as well. But given the choice, I would pick something that's too dark because you can work around something that's actually darker than your complexion. I'm gonna use the Revlon colorstay foundation. Revlon colorstay foundation in the shade Hazelnut. Now, I don't use this foundation in winter. Why? It's it's a pretty matte foundation, and like I said, I have dry skin. When I put a matte foundation on my dry skin, my skin is just gonna look cakey and all of that. But during summer I can get away with it because it will actually just look more skin like. But during winter I want to use more hydrating foundations. I find the Maybelline Super Stay foundation, I can use it in both winter and summer, because in winter it actually doesn't dry out my skin. I also like the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's mattifying, but it doesn't dry out your skin. But you see in that Chinese Madam Zimbabwe, so I'm trying to use a foundation that's darker, and this, well, it's not exactly darker, but the undertone is perfect for me when I've been sunburnt. This is all that I'm going to put all over my face. One pump over. So you see I have spots on my face. I know someone is gonna be like, I don't know what spots you're talking about. I see them, okay? And then, oh, I like to use this brush. It's like, it's not really flat topped, but it's a bit like angled, and I got this brush from Bali Cosmetics. They have a shop at Westgate. The Revlon foundation, I got it in Edgar's, so you can go and get it there. So you want to make sure that you spread the foundation down your neck and also like past your ears, so that you don't have that line of demarcation like moon face, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm done with putting foundation on my face. So what happens now when you've put foundation all over your face just looks flat. So now you want to add dimension to your face, and this is where concealer comes in. I am loving this MAC Pro Longwear concealer in the shade NC45. So what I actually do is I like to mix it. So I put one pump of concealer here, and I like to mix it with my foundation, just so we kind of maintain the undertone that's all over my face, and then it kind of removes that white cast look. I used to use a brush, but now I actually really like using my ring finger. So ring finger does not apply too much pressure, and so it makes sure that you don't put too much I was about to say material, because I say material in dentistry, we say material. You don't put too much product, yes, on your face. So just use the ring finger, and I'm just gonna lightly dab underneath my eye, and then you want to look up, and that's how you can properly conceal right into those creases that are underneath your eye, like that, and that's enough. That's actually enough. You don't need too much product. Do the same with this. I actually kind of put too much there. And then I'm gonna put some on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, not too much. Well, I do have a 5 head, but I don't mind. And I like to, well, I used to just put it on my cupid's bow, but I actually like concealing all over. It's not that I have a mustache, but I kind of feel like I have what's it called, a bit of hyperpigmentation above my lips, so I like to conceal there and then here. So the idea is you want to put concealer or highlighter on the areas that are naturally hit by light, right? So that's your forehead, the bridge of your nose, underneath your eyes, and also, you know, this, your zygoma. What is it called? That, your cheekbone, exactly. And so when I'm done, I'm going to take a damp beauty blender, not wet, but a damp beauty blender, and then I'm gonna blend. So I'm gonna start with the bridge of my nose. Can you comment in on the comment section below and tell me if you notice something different about this video compared to the other videos that I've been doing? If you don't know the difference, go ahead and watch my other videos. So I want to use the beauty blender lightly, because if you press too much, what's going to happen? You're just going to remove too much of the concealer. Why do I like blending with the beauty blender? I feel like it takes off excess product and it just blends everything real nicely. Okay, so I don't like the way I end up having dark eyelids, so I like to take leftover concealer and also put it over my eyelids. This is also going to act as a base for when I start doing my eyeshadow look. Blend all of that. Okay, so I'm gonna take the butt of the beauty blender. I'm gonna blend out the edges because we want to make sure everything is seamless. We don't have any harsh lines. Now that we're done with the highlighting, we're gonna take our setting powder. I like to use the Gemma Kid Makeup School powder, and I just dab my beauty blender in there, lightly dab, and then I'm gonna set my under eye. So I'm just dabbing. I don't bake because, like I said, I have dry skin. So if you have dry skin, it doesn't make sense to be baking, because what's gonna happen? You're gonna look cakey. You're gonna have like a dry patch underneath your eyes, and it's not cute. It's not cute, guys. Okay. So something new that I've just started is cream contouring. So I'm gonna be using the Makeup Revolution stick foundation in the shade F17. I aim to contour just a little bit higher, right there. Okay, like that. I don't like to put too much because I don't want to find it difficult to blend it out. Like that. And then you want to put it on your forehead. I don't really like this this stick foundation because it looks muddy, but I make it work because you see that the cream contour actually acts as a base for when I put my powder contour. Okay, that's pretty much it. And then now what I want to do is I'm gonna take a powder. So I'm using LA Girl Pro Face powder in the shade Chestnut. Now I like contouring with this powder because I feel like it's a bit warmer than the cream powder. So I just put that on top of the cream contour to set it away. I have a warmer contour compared to this muddy looking contour. Like that. See what I mean? Looking snatched, honey. And then I like to contour my nose, so I just do powder contouring for my nose. I'm going to use the same powder. I'm going to use a very small brush like this, and then I just precisely place the powder. I do the same here. So I like to bring the powder contour for my nose really up where I would want my brows to begin. Another thing that I like to do is I take the powder that I used to set my highlight, and I just sharpen the edge of my contour just like that. Just that my beauty blender is damp. You'd want to use a beauty blender that's dry. I usually use like a wedge, but anyway, I'll leave it like that. And yeah, that's it. And then we just take the trusted brush and dust it off. Dust it off. Voila, highlighting and contouring done. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so this is the finished look. I went ahead and finished off my makeup after doing my foundation, highlight and contour routine. Do you see how good I look? I know y'all are curious to know how you can achieve this look. So why don't you look out for my next video, and if I've uploaded it already, why don't you just click next and watch the next video. Until next time, bye.